We are live, Grand Rising, everybody. Yes. So, oh, shoot. I did not think that went through all the way. We are live in Mindset Camp, starting right now. Let me grab the other phone for the recording. Be right back. Right back. Okay. So, today for Mindset Camp, I'm in the middle of a move. So, um, I so let me tell y'all. Twice, 2 or 3 times that I'm doing mindset camp, in the middle of me doing the talking portion or while I'm playing the audiobook, the recording cut off on me using my laptop. So today I decided, we're moving, everything, a lot is going on. I'm still going live, but I decided to just use my phone instead. But I was playing the recording on my phone. The recording was playing from my phone to you guys. So I want to talk about, let's recap on the things that we have been talking about today since I'm using the phone. And I got to figure out this whole thing about it not cutting off while I'm talking, because it was cutting off in the parts where it was getting good. In the parts where I was praying to start our day and stuff like that. So I'm like, that's messed up that it just kept cutting off. And then I don't even know that it's off because the count on the screen is still going. So we'll figure that out. But in the meantime, hey, Portia, Grand Rising. So in the meantime, let's talk about some of the things that we've been learning in Mindset Camp so far. So I have been enjoying these sessions with you guys. It's been a really good start to my day. So we're definitely going to continue doing this. It's working out. It's working out. So some of the key points from Mindset Camp was, first of all, defining our goals, even if it might be hazy, but defining the life that you want to live. So what are your goals and why do you want to achieve your goals? Also, another key point is, are you suffering for nothing? In life, there is suffering. You are going to suffer if you are alive. Suffering comes with life. But you can choose where you want to suffer, what you want to suffer at. Okay? Are you suffering for a purpose? Is your suffering bringing you closer to purpose or enlightenment, betterment? Anytime you're suffering, it should be for a good reason. You should not be allowing yourself to suffer for nothing. People, let me give you some examples of suffering for nothing. People who know they're sick, they follow a bunch of people to help them with their health, or just follow a bunch of health information giving people, and they reach out, they comment from time to time, but they don't feel empowered in doing anything to help themselves, even if it's not following the plan exactly, but just cleaning up your diet some, eating healthier. But at the same time, you get in the comments and then you spill out 15, 20 different diseases that you got, or a whole bunch of issues that you're experiencing in your life, but you're not willing to take the necessary steps to change it. So you are causing yourself to suffer. You're suffering with your health and all of the different effects, side effects, main effects of what you are consuming and how you're feeling. And you're doing that for no reason. You're just getting yourself closer to the grave, which just makes me wonder, are people doing it because they don't want to be here no more? Like, is that the reason why you won't move forward with simple things that you can do to help yourself? Simple things, not going into the extremes, but things as simple as choosing to not eat a candy bar and to just eat a salad instead. It's not that hard to just add a salad to whatever it is that you are eating, okay? So we need to make our choices, pick and choose wisely. We have an energetic budget. You only got so much energy that you are allotted every day. You're only given so much, and that's your. So let's say let's put it on put a number on it. Let's say every day you are given 100 watts of energy. I don't know if watts makes sense, but we just need to put some numbers on it. Let's say every morning when you wake up, God gives us 100 watts of energy. Each person, you get 100 watts, you get 100 watts. Some people may have a few more watts depending on their natural, energy levels. So they may feel a little bit more energized, but you get the same amount. You're gonna get 100 watts every day of energy. Now, you gotta choose how you spend those watts. You gotta choose how you spend your energy. Every time that you get in an argument with somebody, that's gonna take away some of that energy. So every conversation that you have is gonna take away some of that energy. You're gonna be giving that energy out. Who do you want to give that energy out to? Just like you do your money. If you budget your money, not everyone does, but everyone should. But if you budget your money, you know how much you're going to give to this and the other. You know how much your rent is. You know how much. So when you're going to work, you already can calculate where your money is going to go. You already know this. We need to do the same thing with our energy. Understand that you only given so much energy per day. So you don't want to waste your energy on things that are not going to produce a good result for you. So if getting into an argument with someone, letting the energy vampire take your energy, your friend that wants to call you and talk about other people, or the friend that you have that wants to call and talk about her boyfriend, the one that she will not leave for nothing, who is cheating on her and all kind of stuff. Like do you want to give your energy to that? Do you want to give your energy to situations that you can't help, you can't control? We're giving away a lot of energy on Instagram. We're just handing it out. We're just handing it out on Instagram, because every time a post comes up, it's swaying you. It's swaying your emotions. It's really unhealthy, because if you're scrolling, you got your sound on especially, and you're scrolling and the sounds keep switching, the theme keeps switching, it's loud, this loud outburst constantly, it's swaying you. It's that's why you're confused. That's why you're confused. So what we need to understand is that we are energetic beings. We are electric. We are electricity. We have electricity coursing through our body. Did you know that you can start a car battery? You can jump a car. Instead of with jumper cables, you can just touch the little things that you attach the jumper cables to. You touch it a little bit, and you could jump a car like that. I know he don't like for me to tell people nothing, but my husband does it. He did it twice in front of me. So we are energetic, and we need to understand that. So we are also magnetic. So whatever it is that's why they say what you put out, you get back, because you are the energy. You are the magnet. Everything that you think about, you might have heard this before, but you need to look at your life and what you've experienced so far and think to yourself, did I imagine this or say something like, oh, I knew this was going to happen? Did you picture that briefly in your mind before that thing happened? Was there some sort of sign that you experienced letting you know that that was going to happen? It always is. There's always something. There's always a sign. So we need to understand that whatever it is that we allow to enter our mind, we also then project that out into the world. It becomes a part of us. Yeah, what you think about, you bring about. It becomes a part of us. So if you scrolling and you're seeing a hot chick with her buns out, then the next one you might see somebody, dead on the ground. And the next post, you might see somebody talking about abundance and manifesting. And then in the next post, you see a selfie of a chick who's talking about men ain't shit. So it's swaying you constantly. You see things from the news, false reports, new reports. And every time you switch to a different post, it is swaying you. It's guiding your emotions, just pushing and pulling on you, and it's taking your energy. It's taking your energy. You're spending it. You're spending that 100 watts of energy that you're giving every day. We're all given these Imagine these 100 watts of energy, and that's all you got for the day. And then by the time, that's why when you get off the phone with your friend who won't stop talking about her terrible ass boyfriend, you feel tired. You are drained. When you get off the phone with your draining friend, you are drained because you just gave that person your energy. When you get into that argument with somebody, you're giving your energy to them. You're giving it to them. And once you have given your energy to them, then what do you have left for you? What is left for you to do with yourself? You're too tired to even take care of yourself because you're giving everybody your energy. Especially us women, we're taking care of everybody. We're taking care of this. We go to work, and then we the wife at work. Everybody wants us to be their wife and their mama at work. So then we end up taking care of extra things. Some of us taking care of extra things at work and here and there, and just giving out our energy all over the place. Like in the book we're reading, just giving out fucks all over the place. The book we're reading is The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. Because we are taking too much time giving a fuck about too many different things. Like too many things that don't really matter. Okay? We need to not hold on to winning arguments, wanting to be the person that has the last word. Okay? We don't want to be the person that has the last word. I don't know if any of you guys saw the first season of Basketball Wives. The first season of Basketball Wives LA, the one that Drea was on. So there was this basketball wife, and she, I don't watch Basketball Wives no more. I cut that junk out of my life years and years ago. But I did watch that first season. I watched the beginning seasons of all of those things. So in the first season, there was one wife who would not get into it with nobody. She would not, if they tried to like come at her in any type of way, she would just get quiet and she would just sit there and not say anything, and just, because that was her personal boundaries. Remember we were talking about setting up our own personal boundaries and not crossing those. We don't want to cross our personal boundaries. So when you get into it with somebody, or somebody's trying to get into it with you, if your boundary and your standard for yourself is that you don't fight, then don't put yourself or allow yourself to be in situations where you might have to fight. And sometimes that means being quiet and letting the other person act the fool. Let them cut up. Let them act the fool. You don't need to step out of character. You maintain your pretty self and you stay poised. And then people admire that. They look up to that. And then they start to change and adapt to that because they're seeing better. They see better in you, so then they start to change. So often in life, we're trying to change everybody. You just wish this person would change. We wish that person to change. That's selfish. You just want people to do what you want them to do, and that's unfair. That's totally unfair for us to want people to just do what it is that we want them to do. But you can't change nobody. You can only change yourself. And when you change yourself and you start to do the work for you to become a better person, the people around you will naturally change. They will either get themselves out the way or they will become better based on your example. It takes for you to see better to be able to do better. If all you see is what's around you, and all you see is negativity and attitude, and you know, your Instagram feed is negative, what you watch on TV is negative, you eat bad food, which is negative. If you're surrounded by negativity, boy, you got some work to do. You got some work to do. But if you're surrounded by negativity, the easiest way for you to get out of that negative trap is to set your boundaries. What is it that you want, you don't want? So another thing that we talked about is, what standard am I judging myself and those around me? What standard am I judging myself by and those around me? So sometimes we put on ourselves really high level standards. We put on ourselves things that are, we're measuring ourselves by what we see online, basically. We look up to people, and then When does looking up to someone cross the line into, I don't want to call it jealousy, maybe envy? And envy is a dangerous thing. Envy is a dangerous thing because you can admire someone, you can look up to somebody, but once it crosses the line of becoming envy, that's when it becomes dangerous. So once you start to idolize people that you see online, it starts to damage your self-worth, because what you're looking at people through the filter of their own lens. They're only putting out the sides of themselves that they want people to see. So you don't actually see how hard it is in their life to pretend, to put on the show that they put on for you daily online. And then you're using that as a metric. And then you're measuring that up against your self-worth. The person doesn't love themselves, but it's not a thing where it's just a few people. This is most everybody. And the thing is, you can't really take yourself out of it because of the way that humans are created. We are computers and we are energetic beings, like I was saying before. So the energy that we're getting through the phone, the magnetism, that exchange that we're having between the phone, really affects us. And people say all the time, they just don't know. They're just ignorant about it. Music don't affect me. TV don't affect me. I watch that and I don't let it affect me. No, it absolutely affects you. You act like what you watch. You act like the people you hang around. You have similar thought patterns and thought process to the people that you are around. So if you're letting in these things, and then you're measuring yourself up against that, because that's the reality that you are creating for yourself, and then you take that and turn it around, and then you measure up the people in your lives against that too. So then instantly, now your man ain't good enough for you. Now your friends, it's just, look, we need to just chill on these expectations that we have. And we need to be gentle with ourselves and with those around us, and not hold people to unrealistic standards, and not hold ourselves to unrealistic standards. Now, this is another one. Is your metric different than your loved ones? So we all have these standards, our own standards. Not everybody's standards are the same. And because not everybody's standards are the same, this leads to misunderstandings. And that's where grace comes in. What you are measuring a situation up to is totally different than someone else, because we all have different perspectives. And our perspectives are based on experiences, our personal experiences in life, different traumas that we've experienced in life, and different triumphs that we experienced in life. Someone who never really had to do anything for themselves, who parents gave them everything, that person has a different experience in life. And honestly, they may struggle a little bit more in adulthood because they weren't prepared for the hardness of life. Because life is hard, it's a challenge. But life is worth it if you figure out your challenge. If you figure out the hardships that you're experiencing in your life and you make them better, your life will be better. So everything that you are suffering about right now, you can totally change in your life. Everything. And it will take a little bit of time, but time compounds when you're consistent. When you are consistently trying something, trying to change your life, trying to be better, it starts to compound. The time starts to get shorter and shorter on you seeing the success. In the very beginning, when you first get started, yeah, it's going to seem like, man, that's so far out from me. But think about it this way. You can totally change your life in about 2 or 3 years. in about 2 or 3 years, you can have a totally, completely different life. You just have to choose now to want to be better. And then you need to take action steps towards that. You know what it is in your life that's your vices. You know the things that you need to change in your life. The things you need to let go, that you need to stop doing, that you don't need to do no more. You know what holds you back. You know if smoking weed is what's holding you back. You know if that's what's making you lazy. You know that. You know if you got bad friends. You know that if you're the type that lets people, intercept your day and your plans all the time, or intercepting your peace. If you're like, this is a day I'm going to take this time for me to just be at peace and just chill. Be at peace and just chill and let that phone ring. For real. You need to do that. You need to do that. We just jump. We just jump to the gun all the time, just jumping. Let me do this. They calling me. Let me do this. Let me do that. Let me do that. When sometimes you need to just chill and just preserve your energy and pick and choose what it is you need to do. You need to pick and choose what you need to do. Sometimes people be bothering you and bugging you, and they don't even really need you like that. And people will go and make something seem dire and like super important and this and the other, and they sitting up there manipulating some shit. They could have did it themselves, but they being lazy. They could have. People try to make things convenient for themselves. So I just want you to be aware of that. When you're jumping up and just doing so much for everybody else, and you're not doing anything for you, you're not doing enough for you. You need to take time to do more for yourself. You got to get you together. You only got so much time here on this earth. We're heading towards the same direction, death. So what are you going to do with the time that you're here on earth? Do you want to suffer the rest of your life just suffering? You hate your job, leave your job. You can't leave your job? Okay, make your plan on how you're going to leave your job while you're at your job. Whether that's getting your resume updated, whether that's, what my husband used to do. He used to have his phone out at work face up. And like employment emails would pop up as if he was applying for jobs. Like if you apply for a job and they continue sending you emails about employment 10 years down the line, and it would just pop up on his phone, and it would make his bosses kind of uncomfortable, like worrying about if he was going to leave his job or not. So you need to make your exit plan. What is your exit strategy from the problems that you have that are not suiting you? And remember, we was talking about problems is not even really a bad thing. It's just highlighting. It's a blessing that that problem happened, because it's highlighting the change that you need to make, the changes that you're probably too afraid to make. If you won't make the necessary changes to get what it is you're praying for, God will make those changes for you. He will make those changes for you. So, one thing I want to leave us with today is losses. We don't want to lose anything. We're afraid of loss. No one wants to lose anything. But did you know that in order to gain certain things, you need to lose others? Because the things that are in your way from you getting what it is you want, you got to lose it. You got to lose it. So, for example, with my detox program, in order to get what you want, you have to change your diet, right? You got to change your diet. You have to change your lifestyle a bit, and that can cause you to lose some friends, because you got friends that only want to hang out with you for toxic behaviors. They only like the toxic shit. And the moment you start changing and you're not able to go indulge in toxicity with them, they don't really want to be your friend no more. So that's a good loss. That is a good loss. That's a damn good loss. Even losses that we don't think are good. Losses that result in pain. Losing, your home. Ending a relationship. Losses that we can't do nothing about. Even losing a pregnancy. losses that we can't change. There's a particular reason for the loss that's outside of our understanding. And all loss brings about, it should bring about, a time of introspection, meaning that you look inside of yourself for answers. You look inside of yourself for some sort of reasoning or silver lining of the situation, or what change does this bring about? What should I be paying more attention to? Where should my awareness go? And if you are examining these losses in this way, you will see that that loss is bringing about something positive. With every loss, you should be gaining something positive. Okay? And you gotta lose some things to make way so that you can get on your path, so that you can get into the right path. And so losses are hard. It's a challenge. Losses are sacrifices. It is a sacrifice. So what are you going to do about the loss that you've experienced? Are you going to study more? Are you going to look up things a little bit more? Are you going to try to learn about yourself and your body a little bit better? Are you going to examine your situation and wonder, am I, or if it's the loss of a pregnancy, would this be the best situation for the baby to come into? Would this baby be a healthy baby and able to live out a happy life? There's so many things that come with losses that we don't understand. We can't explain it. But if you're able to look for and examine the reason, it may not even be the reason why, but look at the whole situation full circle, and you will see what you will gain from it. There's always something to gain from a loss. Always. And that's the hard part, just staying strong through it. That's the tough part. But just know, you need to suffer with purpose. Choose your suffering with purpose. You don't want to be out here just suffering for nothing, just staying at that lame-ass job for nothing, staying with that lame-ass person for nothing, living in that lame-ass environment for nothing, doing the same lame-ass shit for nothing, and then complaining about it. And then got the nerve to want to go complain to somebody and have them hear that shit. Just stop doing it. Just decide that you want to stop. Decide that you want to be different. Decide that you want to be different. But to be different, you have to do different. You want something different, you have to do something different. So it's up to you to make that choice whenever you are ready to move forward and do something different. That's all it is. It's up to you. It's not up to anyone else. You have to make the decision, and then you need to act on it. And when you fail, which you will, you're going to fail. Failing is inevitable. Failing is a part of life. That's how you get better, is by failing. Inventions, people who invented stuff. You think they just made it the first time and it worked? No. They made something, and then if the invention probably started out as something totally different. Shoot, like Play-Doh. Started out as something totally different. Now it's Play-Doh. It used to be something they made to clean walls, to clean wallpaper. So by you being consistent, you will get there. You're like, I don't know what I need to be consistent at. Like, consistent at what? Start with your daily routine, your morning routine. Be consistent with your morning routine. Every day we're in here from about 8:30 a.m. We're in here, Mindset Camp, talking about it, listening to these audiobooks. Make that a part of your daily routine, or make your own daily routine. Wake up at a certain time. Do some jumping jacks. Do some sit-ups. If you want to do some sit-ups. I don't do no sit-ups. It makes my back hurt. Or lay down and do some leg lifts. That's a good one, especially for women who've had children. Do leg lifts. Lay on your back and just lift your legs in the air, one at a time if you need to, until you can lift both of them up. Hold on to something behind you and lift up if you need to. Do that. Get up and do some squats. It don't even have to be something that's perfect or with the workout video or something like that. Just get up and get your blood flowing. Tell yourself, I'm striving to be happy today. I'm not giving anybody my energy who don't deserve it. I'm going to hold on to my energy and use it wisely in areas that matter. Use it for myself so that I can become a better person. And if you are the type of person that you're always wanting to help people, then this is very important for you, because how you going to help somebody if you don't even have the energy? You got to take care of yourself. How you going to help other people if you all messed up? You'll still be able to help somebody, but you won't be able to, make the change that you want to see if you don't have the energy, if you're not taking care of yourself properly. So I'm going to leave us with this today. I got to go finish moving all my stuff. But our mantra is, I am a person with problems, dealing with people with problems, and I will lead with grace. And what that means is that I'm not perfect, and I got issues. And everyone around me, they're not perfect either. And they also got issues. And because sometimes we're so much in our head, and it's so hard to get out of our head sometimes, and somebody start talking to you, you might impart that energy onto them. You might just totally impart that energy onto them, snap, like, oh shit, I didn't even really mean that. So that means that that other person may feel the same way. They may pop off because it's something they're thinking about in their head. So that's why I'm saying we're going to lead in grace. We're going to be the leaders because we're the ones who's imparting these thoughts on ourselves. We're the ones who's saying this mantra. We're the ones that's aware of this. We're aware that we got problems. We're aware that they have problems. So we choose to be graceful about it. We're going to give ourselves grace, and we're going to give them grace, because we only got so much energy. We have an energy budget, and we don't want to give our energy over, spending our energy with everybody that don't deserve it. So we're going to give ourselves grace by not indulging in that confrontation, and we're going to give them grace knowing that they're dealing with something. You ain't got to say it. I know you're dealing with something. I know that's why you popping off. I know that's why you angry. I know that's why you got an attitude. I know that's why your face look like you just smell a little doo-doo. While you sitting there and ain't nobody even talking to you. Because you got problems. So let's say the mantra one time before we get out of here, all together. I am a person with problems, dealing with people with problems, and I choose to lead with grace. I will see you guys tomorrow, same place, same time. Bye, y'all. If I can end the live.